Hey people, it's me again, and today I'm going to be talking about my first appointment at Nottingham Gender Clinic. I was referred back in January by my GP, just so that people know. You have something called patient choice under the NHS. So, for example, the Leeds Clinic has about a 3.5-year waiting list, and that's who I was originally referred to. But hearing about patient choice, I went back to my GP and I asked to be referred to Nottingham. I was originally told that Nottingham had a 6-month waiting list, but I wasn't seen until the middle of September, so it ended up being about 9 months. So how I got there? Because I was given a really early appointment, it was about 10 o'clock. It was really impossible to get affordable transport from Leeds to Nottingham. So I ended up booking a hostel and staying overnight, coming in the next day from the hostel and getting the train back. For people who are looking for cheaper tickets, obviously there's like Megabus, National Express. I'll leave some links at the bottom of the video, and there's also something called Virgin East Coast. That's how I book my tickets. If you can get off-peak tickets, you can get there for around about £15-16 return. If you get a good deal, that's if you're booking within about a month of travelling. So what did I bring to Nottingham? I've got a little file here. I call it my Tradmin file. Tradmin as in trans admin or trans life admin. So some documents here I'll show you guys without putting up. Okay, this is kind of looks backwards by the camera, but this is my bloods. I had them done anyway because of another health concern. But if you do go to your GP and if you do ask them to do some blood tests, I've never had an issue with it in the past. Like previously I was referred to Leeds about, over a year ago before I moved gender clinics, and Leeds did medical practice. They were absolutely fine. Second piece. You don't have to have all of these, by the way, but what they like to see is evidence of how out you are as being transgender. So don't worry if you haven't got everything here, but these are just the things that I brought along that and that people were happy with. So I have my P45, P46, this thing anyway. You can update your details online through the HMRC website. Again, I've not had an issue. If you're working and you hand your deed poll into work, your work should provide you with a letter to take. So letter from my university, just to confirm the course I'm on. Not everyone's at university, but it's pretty straightforward to get one if you need it. Oh, I brought along my deed poll. I brought along my bank card. If you take your deed poll to your bank, then the bank should update that for you. And I brought along my work ID and my student bus pass, which I got through First Leeds. So the appointment itself, and these are my own experiences, so other people might have different experiences. If you're more, if you're a trans woman or you lie more on the trans feminine side of things, again, you probably have even more radically different experiences to me. I don't know. Anyway, I was asked, first they built a profile of my family. So they asked me about various closer family members. And they asked me a bit about things like friends, did I have a partner, and they asked me about my childhood. So I'm guessing, a lot of people have had, a lot of people don't have great memories of some parts of their childhood, so I'd maybe try and prepare yourself mentally in case they do ask questions that might trigger uncomfortable feelings. They asked me questions. One thing they asked me was if I wanted to freeze my eggs, in case I wanted children. I've heard from some guys that they can be a bit pushy about that. With me, I didn't feel it was too bad, but then I'm in my 30s, so maybe there's a whole, age discrimination thing going on, I'm not sure. They asked me about mental health, if I drink, smoke, use drugs. They won't prescribe testosterone to smokers so far as I know. The person said that vaping was okay, but in the context of surgery, a lot of surgeons don't really like people who vape, or they want you to stop vaping, is what I've been told. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else they asked me. They asked me what my sexuality was. They didn't ask that in too much depth. They didn't really dig into asking me any personal questions about how I do, the sex with people. So that wasn't too uncomfortable. Yeah, I mean, my first appointment went pretty well. I felt the person who was, interviewing me was pretty polite and respectful and went out of her way to make me feel at ease. So yeah, roll on second appointment. And what you want from the clinic, that's one of the last things that they did ask me. They're asking me in the context of things like surgery, testosterone, maybe therapy, I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't really think of anything else to say, but I'm really happy if someone wants to drop me a message or has any questions. I'm really happy for them to get in touch. Always happy to help people out. I know there are people who are on pretty long waiting lists, and I've been there and I know they're getting longer. And all I can say is, just try and keep busy, try and keep positive. I know it's right difficult what we're going through, but we'll get there in the end, yeah? Okay? So, yeah, take care, see you soon, have a lovely weekend.